Hello, Assalamualaikum, and welcome to Magsinūg Kita. Let's Speak Sinūg, a series of online lessons by yours truly, Duk Ahmed, also known as Tausug 101. Today is our fourth lesson in this series, entitled Kansiyu Ini, what is this? And pronouns 1, 2, and 3. So in this lesson, we are going to have two parts for this lesson. First, in the part 1, we're going to discuss the genitive pronouns kāku, kaymu, kaniya, etc. and the independent possessive relators kan and ha. In part 2, we're going to discuss the public pronouns kāmu, niya, and the dependent possessive relators sin and hi. Okay, so let's move on with the first lesson. Kansiyu Ini, lesson 4. Okay, in this lesson we will learn the following. First, the genitive pronouns kāku, kaymu, and the other genitive pronouns, the oblique pronouns kāmu, niya, and the possessive relators kan, ha, sin, and hi. So Kansiyu Ini is a question that is used when asking about ownership or possession of an object or a person in terms of a relationship. So Kansiyu Ini means whose is this? Kansiyu Ini. Now, if we place an object here, we introduce an object. Kansiyu in baso ini, whose mug is this? Kansiyu in baso ini. Again, Kansiyu is the question whose or who own, an interrogative word asking for ownership or possession. In is the topic identifier the, and baso is a noun, mug or cup. Ini, again, review our first lesson. This is a locator, a locative declension, which means this. So the three ways to answer this question we have: first, in baso yan kan Ahmad. In baso yan kan Ahmad. The mug is Ahmad's. Next, we have in baso yan hamastal. In baso yan hamastal. That mug is the teacher's mug. And lastly, in baso yan kaniya. In baso yan kaniya. That mug is his mug. So these three examples here we have. In the first example, in baso yan kan Ahmad, we use a possessive relator kan, an independent possessive relator, and a proper noun, proper name, which is Ahmad. Second, we have in baso yan hamastal. We use the possessive relator ha and a common name, a common noun, astal. And lastly, in baso yan kaniya, we use the genitive pronoun kaniya, which is a third person singular pronoun, which means his or her. So first we will discuss the first two examples here using possessive relators, independent possessive relators kan and ha. So possessive relators kan and ha are used here to signify possession of an object. So kan is used with proper names, like our examples here. Kan Ahmad means Ahmad's, kan Omar means Omar's, and kan Fatima means Fatima's. And the pattern here is we mention the word kan first and the name of the person. Now, it is called an independent possessive relator because it does not require any object or word before it, unlike the dependent possessive relators that we will learn later on. Okay, so here an example we have in baso yan kan Ahmad. In baso yan kan Ahmad. That mug is Ahmad's. But we can also say kan Ahmad in baso yan. Kan Ahmad in baso yan. You can see that you can transpose this set of words so long as the word kan is written before the name of the person that owns the object, which is here, which is baso, the object baso, identified by the topic identifier in baso. So who owns this baso? Ahmad. So kan Ahmad in baso yan, or in baso yan kan Ahmad. Kan Ahmad in baso yan. Already discussed it earlier. Possessive relator for proper names, identifying the owner of the object. And Ahmad is the owner. topic identifier, baso is the verb, and yan is the locator that. And you can also say in baso yan kan Ahmed. How about for common names? So for common names, we use the possessive relator ha. Like the examples here, we have hamastal, hamayul, hamastal, teacher. Mastal means teacher. Hamayul, the mayors, and hadoktor, the doctors. Pattern, we mentioned the relator ha and then the common name for. So we can say in baso yan hamastal, that mug is the teacher's mug, or hamastal in baso yan. The plural form of ha is hamaga. So hamastal in baso yan, ha is a possessive relator for common names, identifying the owner of the object, and mastal is a common noun, means teacher. We have in the topic identifier the baso, mug, and lastly the locator yan, or in baso yan hamastal. They mean the same thing. So there you have it. So we discussed the two examples. In baso yan kan Ahmad, we use kan, the possessive relator kan, if it is followed by a proper name, proper noun, and we use the possessive relator ha if it is followed by a common noun or common name, just like mastal. So next in the examples here, we have the pronouns, the genitive pronoun kaniya. So what are genitive pronouns? Remember this table, we have three different types of pronouns. We have the nominative form, the oblique form, and the genitive form. We already discussed the nominative form in the previous lesson, lesson 3. And in this lesson, we will discuss first the genitive pronouns. So we have 8 genitive pronouns. They indicate possession of an object. These are independent pronouns, means they can stand on their own. They do not require any other word or phrase to attach to. You can just mention it, and they can mean something. So we have 4 genitive pronouns. First, the singular forms. We have kāku, kāku. Listen how I'm going to pronounce the words. Kāku, kāku. There's an apostrophe here. Kaymu, kaniya. Kāku, kaymu, kaniya. Dual form. Kātu, kātu. Plural form. Kātu, niyu. Kātu, niyu. Kāmu, kāmu. Kaniyu, kaniyu, and kanila, kanila. Try to memorize these 8 genitive pronouns. Kāku, kaymu, kaniya. Kātu, kātu, niyu, kāmu, kaniyu, and kanila. So just like the nominative pronouns, we also have 4 exclusion types. 4 exclusion types for the plural forms of genitive pronouns. First, the first exclusion. Remember, in the first exclusion, no one is excluded. Therefore, everyone is included here. So, but it means possession. So we have kātu, niyu. Kātu, niyu. It means ours. Every one of us, ours. Then we have the second exclusion, where in the second person, you is excluded. So we have the genitive pronoun kāmu. Kāmu means ours, but not included you. But not you. You're not included. The second person, you, is not included. Then we have the third exclusion. We have where in the first person now, me, is excluded. So we have the word kaniyu. In English, yours. So I'm not included. It's yours. And lastly, the fourth exclusion, wherein both the first person and the second person is excluded, are excluded rather. So therefore, only the third person or the others are included. So in English, it means theirs. So we have kātu, niyu, kāmu, kaniyu, and kanila. So note, do not confuse the genitive pronoun kāmu, ours, with the nominative pronoun kāmu, kāmu. Listen carefully how these two are pronounced. First, we have kāmu, 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 and kāmu, kāmu, kāmu. You see, as you can observe, in the first word, we have, in the first pronoun, kāmu, it is a genitive pronoun, which means a plural form with the Second exclusion, wherein the second person is excluded. So it has a prolonged a sound, a, ka, compared to the second pronoun. It's a short vowel, a, ka, near ka. Then it has a glottal stop at the end, signified by the apostrophe, kāmu, means ours. And the other one is kāmu. There's no glottal stop, and it has a short a sound, and it has no glottal stop. Kāmu. It is important that you can distinguish these two, because although they have the same spelling, KAMU, they have a different pronunciation and they have different meanings as well. Okay, so here you have it, the genitive pronouns in the Sinug language and their equivalent in Tagalog and English. So kāku, first person singular, kāku, in Tagalog is akin, in English is mine. In the second person singular, kaymu, in the Tagalog language is sayo or sa iyo, in English is yours. The third person singular, kaniya, Tagalog is sa kanya or kanya, in English is his or hers. We have kātu dua or simply kātu. It has no equivalent in Tagalog and English. We have kātu niyu, in Tagalog is sa atin, in English ours. The second exclusion plural form, kāmu, in Tagalog sa amin, English is ours. Third exclusion plural form, kaniyu, in Tagalog sa inyo, and in English is yours. And lastly, the fourth exclusion plural form, we have kanila, in Tagalog is sa kanila or kanila, and means theirs in English. So let's dissect this example we have earlier. In baso yan, kaniya. In baso yan, kaniya. That mug is his. Or we can say, kaniya in baso yan. Kaniya in baso yan. They mean the same thing. You can easily swap them. Okay? So again, kaniya is a genitive possessive pronoun, which is a singular third person pronoun. It means his or hers. Now, in is the topic identifier, the, and baso, mug, and lastly, locator. Baso is the object own, and we have lastly the locator, that. Or you can say, in baso yan, kaniya in baso yan. So more examples, we have kāku, in baso yan. Kāku, in baso yan. Kaymu, in sapi ini. Kaymu, in sapi ini. Kaniya, in bayaun. Kaniya in bayaun. Dual form, kātu karua in bayad to, or kātu in bayad to, or simply kātu dua in bayad to. Kātu karua in bayad to. Then we have the plural forms, kātu in lupa ini. Kātu in lupa ini. Kāmu in sasakatan yaon. Kāmu in sasakatan yaon. Kaniyu in kuting yan. Kaniyu in kuting yan. And lastly, kanila in sumping ini. Kanila in sumping ini. So remember the first exclusion and the third and second exclusion where the second person is excluded. So there's another use for genitive pronouns. So they are used as referent of the verb. An example here is, diuhal ko insulat kaniya. I gave him the letter, or as the goal of a directional action. Example here, miadto kami kanila. We went to them or to their place. We will not discuss it here because it's quite complicated, because we're going to discuss this later on with the verbs. It is enough that you know that genitive pronouns are mostly used as a possessive pronoun to signify possession or ownership. Okay, so that's all. That's the end of lesson 4 part 1 about genitive pronouns and the independent possessive relators kan and ha. So hope you learned something today. Thank you. Watch the second part later on. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like our Facebook page for more updates. Thank you.